We have the disaster of Dragon Age Veilguard. We have the disaster of Assassin's Creed We Was Kings in Japan. We have disaster of Bethesda. But we are forgetting that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle of Wokeness is also gonna be one of the most disappointing things ever. And, well, here's a preview of what we should expect.
This is a museum.
So yeah, welcome to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Bethesda flew me out to California so I can go hands-on with the game, and this one took me by...
Lathered me up, gave me everything I want, and told me, be very, very generous with what you say, or otherwise you're not gonna get flown out next time, you piece of meat, you damn meat popsicle. And he took it with great pride.
Quite the surprise because it's far more open than I anticipated. It is by no means a full-blown open world game, which is actually a good thing for this one. Because yes, like any good indie adventure, you will be doing some globetrotting and visiting many locations, including Marshall College.
Okay, so what does this mean? It's open world or is it not open world? I am extremely confused.
Indy's very own stomping grounds. And in this video, we will be dropping by the Vatican as well. But by far, one of my favorite locations during my time with playing the game was definitely Egypt. It's just so alive and full of exploration, side activities, and some really cool tombs. We're going to talk about it. But yeah, some really important things to know here. The gameplay.
The combat already looks ass. The graphics looks like Starfield. And, well... do I need to honestly say more? Wait, 40 seconds in, we already know that this is gonna be a disaster. This reminds me of Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws. This how he got hit and there's this magical dust going off. Oh boy.
That you are seeing right now was provided by Bethesda and Lucasfilm, and the reason for that
is so fucking bad.
Is because the build that I played was a much earlier build than what you are seeing here. So they wanted to show the game when it was more polished, which makes a lot of sense. So this is not going to be like a review whatsoever, since I did not get to play the final build of the game and I only got to play a slice of the game. So just keep that in mind. In this video, it's more about showing you guys the world, my experience with the gameplay mechanics, that sort of thing, and what is Indiana Jones and the...
You push him 2 times and he just decides, well, time to slump over and die, I guess. Is this gonna be the game?
Great Circle.
No, seriously, this is exactly the same type of slop we saw in Star Wars Outlaws.
That's the question I'm going to be answering for you in this video. And we got to start right here with what makes this game so very special, and that is the likeness of Harrison Ford through and through, from the cinematics, the cutscenes, the storytelling, all the way into the gameplay. You really do feel like this is...
Honestly, I just want to hear Harrison Ford talk about how excited and how little, honestly, he gave a shit about doing the voice lines or whatever for this game on marketing. He probably came to the interview high as a kite and didn't even know what's honestly happening. Because, yeah, Harrison Ford, not the greatest person alive. Still better than Luke Skywalker, but, you know, not the greatest person alive still. Kinda doesn't give 2 shits, he just wants to get paid, it is what it is.
Is like one of those classic old Indiana adventures, and I think it'll pull out some of your heartstrings seeing young Harrison Ford portrayed in this likeness, in this manner. Let me tell you what, Troy Baker absolutely nailed it. But you know what? I can finally understand why they invited me to this event when I finally went into the open worldy section of Egypt. Now, it's not entirely open world. I would compare it more like Metro Exodus and how some of this game is laid out. That there are more like bigger hub spaces that you...
Wow, it's a fucking train, wow.
Can roam around, get side activities, get clues, and then also upgrades. More on that in just a moment about the progression system. But yeah, there's a lot to explore just in this Egyptian region that I got to check out, from the top level surface area all the way to the deep underground tombs, which hold their own secrets and rewards. But yeah, there's some light puzzles to be had in the tombs. As you further go in, you will be utilizing your whip to get around some really cool traversal elements here, as you can see.
Oh god, physics are just so bad.
It goes to third person, and there's some traps
Bro.
you do have to be aware of as you venture forward. It can be very rewarding getting from place to place in this game. It's just a lot of fun going into these tombs. And there's also a
This doesn't look fun at all.
haunted tomb that I found. I didn't have the key for that one, which piqued my curiosity big time. I would definitely describe this game as a very guerrilla warfare style game in that you are going to be getting kind of messy.
Guerrilla warfare style game. Oh my god, this is the most chill-ish. This is gonna be a disaster.
With the combat. You don't think of Indiana Jones wielding a machine gun with
Do you think Indiana Jones is gonna introduce himself with his pronouns? I'm giving it a pretty solid chance that Indy's gonna be like, I'm Indiana Jones. They, them. And what are your pronouns? Oh my god.
600 rounds and just going absolutely crazy in that manner. Instead, he's going to be grabbing anything
The push, the casual push that kills everyone.
from the environment, being kind of spontaneous in combat, and utilizing whatever he can find to get an advantage. And the hand-to-hand combat system is somewhat nuanced. You have a light attack, a heavy attack, there's a parry system, and dodging.
Yeah, that's nuanced. Light attacks, heavy attacks, parry and dodging. Holy shit. So much nuance. I have never heard of these mechanics before.
Going on. So you got to really utilize all of these in combat. And yes, there are boss battles as well. And you'll be upgrading Indy as you go by collecting adventure books, which can enhance your combat skills. For example,
Wow.
one of my favorites that I did find is Lucky Hat here, where if you get knocked out completely, you have a chance to crawl to your hat and get a revive. And that's definitely very Indiana Jones for sure. Let me tell you what, that's the kind of detail that is going into this game, which, yeah, again, like, I really do appreciate those small little touches. But this would not be an Indiana Jones game without the use.
Well, let me tell you a secret, buddy. Come here close. Let me tell you a secret, okay? This is not going to be an Indiana Jones, okay? He probably wasn't even allowed to as Phoebe Waller-Bridge, okay? You know half of this game is going to be female empowerment.
Use of the whip. You can even make your enemy drop his weapon, startle them. It's a
Holy shit, you can make your enemy drop their weapon? That's amazing, said no one ever.
great tool in both combat and traversal, and it's just a lot of fun to
Dude, this game would have probably been good 15 years ago, but as everything where Bethesda is involved, it's just not. It's just not.
play with, and it feels great, by the way. You can also toss your weapon at the enemy and rush them. This is
Whoa!
one of the tactics I used over and over again and just loved doing it because it just feels so visceral once you get that
Whoa!
final punch in. But you really don't have to engage in combat whatsoever. If you want to, you could play this as a pure stealth game, and it actually has pretty decent stealth mechanics from what I played so far. You definitely want to keep it quiet and stealthy as you go.
Damn, there goes the lobotomy.
But sometimes things can go wrong, as you can see here, making some noise, but whew, we got away with it. But yes, when it goes wrong, it's a lot of fun because in this level in particular, I remember it going oh so very wrong. I
Oh, wait, does he clip through the ground?
remember it going,
No, he doesn't. It's just very strange because he's starting his scale up the wall from this high from the ground, which seems extremely dumb and awkward. Oh man, again, there's gonna be so many details. When does this come out? It's pretty soon, right?
oh so very wrong. I found myself in quite the predicament as I got caught, and the guards ended up chasing me across the rooftops, shooting as they went, and then I ultimately decided to pull out Indy's trusty sidearm, his pistol. He only gets so many bullets, so you have to make every shot count, which I did.
Oh my, dude, is this the same exact gameplay style as Star Wars Outlaws? I have a feeling it is. I have a feeling this is gonna be the rinse and repeat of Star Wars Outlaws mechanics. And if that's the truth, then it has already no hopes just from that. Again, he's probably not going to say a single thing about the story because it's going to be unbelievably fucking woke magically how, even though this is supposed to be an Indiana Jones movie retelling. But that's not going to stop them from making it ass.
But, you know, it wasn't enough. I was outgunned, outnumbered, and they also were calling in backup. So I had to get out of Dodge.
Yep, that's Star Wars Outlaws one hit KO mechanics right there. Are there gonna be any magical bushes you can hide in because reasons?
Lay low, let things quiet down, and re-enter into stealth mode. So you can see how you can kind of get yourself into trouble, and it's wise to kind of keep it as quiet as possible because these guys do pack a punch when they need to. And you can also utilize Indy's charms to acquire a local outfit so you could slip in and out of certain restricted areas, trying not to be seen. But if you get too close to a guard, they will notice you and they will point you out and say, hey, come here. We need to talk to you. And things could potentially escalate from there. I
Wow.
definitely wanted to talk about the globe trotting nature of this game. You're not going to be just in one.
Dude, this is such a shill review. That's insane. Again, there's nothing. There's no information here. There's just, yeah, it's great. Buy it. Please buy it.
One place around the world. You will be hopping around, and not every area is going to feel the same. Gameplay in Marshall University, for example, is going to be centered more around investigating what is going on, really using those detective skills of Indiana
Uh-huh.
Jones, putting together the pieces and what is happening. But it looks like you'll also be revisiting some of these locations as well as indicated to us during our playtime. There was one feature that we did not get to check out where you can kind of like fast travel like to some of the areas that you have previously visited. We'll see how that pans out in the final build of the
Oh boy. Starfield fast travel. Are you ready, boys? It's gonna be great.
game. That's something that absolutely piqued my interest because I'm curious to see if there's areas that were inaccessible that you can ultimately open up. So yeah, that would be actually really, really cool. But
Hmm.
Egypt was really displaying the carrot on the stick type gameplay that you will be experiencing in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle in that
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't take any more of this. This is so much nothing, and this is gonna be a disaster. I can't wait until we actually start talking about this. But first, Dragon Age Veilguard, obviously, boys. Anyway, this was Quizzer Sensei. Bye. And that was open world games. 10 out of 10. It's been a while. Bye.